Hello, everyone. I didn't plan on being live today, but I decided to do an emergency broadcast because so much news is breaking. And this is so important for us to realize where we are in this time. It is March the 1st, 2026. We just approached a new month. We're having a big time heat wave here in Southern California. I want to thank you for watching this, also for sharing my video. We're going to go right over and hear from President Trump. He made a speech earlier today, around 7 hours ago, and I want to play that for us first, and then we're going to be watching some other news. But before I do, let's just watch this here for a sec. This is something I kinda regret, which this is a celebration in the streets of LA. People are dancing, and I regret not going there today. However, this has been going on, and it's not gonna end, this is not going to end at all. This is, from Fox News. This is a video, and they're dancing to the YMCA there in the background. However, obviously, because of copyrights, I cannot play the let me go back and play that again. I can't play the sound, but, they are so excited. Large crowds were seen dancing in the streets of Los Angeles to President Trump's signature YMCA in celebration of the military operation that killed Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And they are all the mainstream media outlets are being forced to cover all the people, dancing everywhere in all nations, and this is right here in the belly of the beast, baby. This is right here, right where, I am, and I'm telling you, I really and we're gonna have to get down there because this looks amazing. We're gonna go over right now and hear direct from our commander in chief. I wouldn't even think of not having all this on my channel, and so if you could just bear with me one moment. I'm gonna also make sure I have sound. Many of my videos I notice are attacked heavily, and so I'm gonna start playing this, and I'm gonna see if I have sound. But thank you so much for watching.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now, again, the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And they do battle better than anybody. An Iranian regime armed with long range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons, would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let it happen. We're not happening to us, and we're not going to let it happen to others. The United States has the strongest military the world has ever seen. I rebuilt our military in my first term. There's never been a military like we possess. And frankly, there's nobody even close, but we are now using that military for good. We want to have it for good purpose. We're undertaking this massive operation not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. These actions are right and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America" or "Death to Israel" or both. They are the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. We are the world's greatest and most powerful nation, so we can do something about what they do. These intolerable threats will not continue any longer. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise. The rest will be up to you, but we'll be there to help. Thank you. God bless you to our incredible warriors, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
And God bless America. That's right. And so, before I go back over to um, I want to also show you something. I've been tearing up watching videos like this. This is so positive. This is so amazing. And just in case you didn't realize this, here in California, we have the nations. All the nations are here, and specifically in Southern California. So we have a large Persian community. I pass people wearing hijabs all the time. In fact, I pass women who because of their belief system, they are covered from head to toe at times in that black hijab with only a slit for the eye. I've seen that many, many times when I'm out shopping in Newport Beach, for instance, at Fashion Island. They're walking in groups. But this is so monumental to watch when you realize what this president has done and see the reaction all over the web, all over social media. You've probably already seen it, but I'm definitely going to have it here so that we can experience this. Um, I had to change the music because of copyrights, but I'm going to back this up. So we have a woman starting out. She's holding, flag of Iran, and we're gonna watch her watch this. Just watch this. Get this in your spirit. And how beautiful does it look when you see freedom like this? Women are looked upon like dogs in their country. They have been placed lower than animals. And to see this type of reaction going on with them having this sort of freedom and having them go like this is up in LA. This is in LA. They're dancing like this. And I'm going to show you more. This is in the streets of the Beverly Hills or by Wilshire, I do believe. And I'm going to show you more of this type of situation. This is right from Fox News. Fox News, CNN, all the mainstream media are forced. They were being forced to cover this. They were being forced to show it because it is happening. And I have proof of the other side. Anybody that's protesting, I'm getting ready to show you, and I have proof that it's paid for, that it is not that this is just ridiculous. These people are free. These people, their regime is being changed over right now. And I'll stop everything I'm doing on a Sunday evening at 8:45 p.m. And my scheduled time, I've been going live on Friday nights, and I will bring you the news unstoppable. I am not going to stop. They took me off of X from being live because I went too deep in some topics, but I'm not gonna stop. I wanna show you, before we go on, I am on Rumble, and I put all of my videos there at Promo Girl 07. I did for many years, um, because of being banned. So I'm never gonna stop, but we are gonna proceed and take a look at some more information that I have pulled up for you. I really the biggest thing I wanna talk to you about, which is the title here, of my entire show that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. This is breaking. U.S. service members in the United States are now being ordered to turn off their location on all electronic devices. I already tried to do that, but when I'm out and I'm map questing, using GPS or going around I have to, you have location on. The Department of War has sent out a notification that if they have Uber, Taliban, and Snapchat, I have Snapchat as well, but they're considered compromised at this time. And they're saying all US service members are to turn off these devices, and there are active threats happening against the US military. So these are the three, and I put this on my channel, Promo Girl 07. That's where you can go find it. I also highlighted, this is just really close by to us in Seal Beach, here in Seal Beach, California, right along the PCH coast. You pass, if you're going toward Los Angeles, you pass, let's say, Huntington Beach. The next beach over is Seal Beach. The city and the police department's database has been hacked, and this happened today. So and I've also, unfortunately, seen 3 or 4 attacks on the homeland, going from DC to Texas, Ohio. People are being attacked. We're having, you know what we're having? I think we're having the sleeper cell situation. If you don't know what that is, you definitely need to understand what that is. We do have Steve Hilton, who is running for governor. He is showing, let me make this a little bit bigger for us. He is showing this party that they're having down in the streets of LA. Gavin Newsom has sided with, of course, against President Trump. And as it's just wrong. There's just no sense in this. So let's go back up and let me just see. Israel just used a directed energy weapon. This is also within 1 hour, news that just came out. So we have that happening. It's nighttime. Is it day? I think it's daytime. I'm trying to remember. It's 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 a different it's daytime, I thought, over there in Israel. So we have, the notification I just told you about. It does appear that the Department of War, Pete Hegseth, has put out, they're gonna have a press conference at 8 a.m. So that is happening bright and early Eastern Standard Time on a Monday morning. And whenever I told you I've been gathering information, and I was gonna show you some evidence of CCP commented billionaire paying for NGO to give speeches against Donald Trump's military strike in Iran. So I've been watching evidence pile up of people that are being paid, and I've seen the signs roll in and all that. So I've collected that here, on my channel to show you. Now, this is the still shot of that celebration that I opened with. Here we have Wilshire Boulevard, which is around Beverly Hill area. We're having pro-USA, pro-Iran, pro-Israel. All of them are getting together and dancing and crying in the street, and someone has taken a picture of that, and it's just going viral all over the net. So you gotta see this here. And KTLA is another station that's being forced to share it as well. And I want you to hear this person. I want you to hear his passion, and I'm gonna share this now. This is off of, TikTok, Fox it's funny, Fox News. Fox News. This is from Fox News again, and they're really posting some
How can you be silent? This is not okay. I no longer gonna support Democrats. You Iranians, none of you should support Democrats. I'm honest. Honestly, I'm livid. I'm livid. I'm done with them. Completely. Just acknowledge the truth. Islamist Marxism is a terrorist entity. 90 million Iranians held hostage for 47 years because of your silence. American people, this is not about being politically correct. This is not about Islam. This is not about religion. This is about a cult.
He has a hat on, "Make Iran Great Again." Look.
I beg you, I urge everyone, Democrat, Republican, please stand for people of Iran. This time, please stand by us. I beg you. I beg you.
Oh my God. President Trump.
How can you be silent?
He is the Antichrist. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Oh, it's peace. Peace is breaking out all over the world. President Trump is he's a man of peace. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. We've all thought that anyway. Oh gosh. As if things couldn't get crazier. I saw this too this morning. Regime television over in Iran got hacked, and it's broadcasting messages. It was broadcasting President Trump's message, and also Benjamin Netanyahu. Both of them were playing on their station. This is nuts. This is really, I've seen this more than once. So anyway, that is also going on. Let me make sure you can still see me and everybody's okay. Okay, we got this going on. Okay. So many people shared this, and then I had to definitely bring this up because, I mean, how often do you see Iran's network getting hacked? President Trump coming on, it's probably speaking in their language, or at least having a flash up here on the screen there. Let me see what he says.
The glorious future is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force.
Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it.
So there it is. It was flashing up on screen in their language. And here is another very emotional situation. And I think this is also in Los Angeles, but I'm going to play this because this is real. This shit is real. Greatest president, greatest cabinet, certainly in my lifetime. I could not agree more. And so I have to say, I've seen prayer in the White House probably more than I've ever seen. A lot of times I'm guilty. I have not shown it. I'll catch it here and there, but I'm telling you, it is going on. And there's a website called If A Pray, I think it's .org, that gives you some good information. I remember things sometimes when I'm live and I can't always have it all ready to show, but this is incredible. So Texas was attacked. There was a situation that happened last night. Laura Loomer is calling all these Islamic terrorists out all the time. And what is so concerning about this is that he had a sweatshirt on that said property of Allah. And so she is basically sharing that. So there's some stuff going on there. And so everybody everywhere in different places are covering what's happening in Los Angeles. And the community there, like I said, is very strong. We have a large amount of Persians, as they call themselves, or Iranians that living there. They are yelling USA, USA with fellow protesters in deep blue Los Angeles right now. All we need for them to do is turn around and vote, Republican, because we have this election for governor coming up. And I know 100% we're going to go red. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way, especially with President Trump and the Save America Act that he has establishing, and he's gonna make sure that there's no rigging the vote. And so we have this huge situation. They all love President Trump. They love what he's done, and they love what he has brought to the world. And there's no denying it. So the White House put this out. Looks like I somehow saved it for some reason. Let me keep going. They are flying banners over the city of Los Angeles saying, "Thank you, Trump. Love from Iranian people." And here is someone got a picture of it here. I put it on my page, Promo Girl 07. Make sure if you're just tuning in, I love to go live and I love to break down news from a faith-based perspective. My name is Crystal Myers-Barber, and I would love it if you would just follow me or subscribe to my channels or share my broadcast. I keep us informed, and I like to let us know what's really going on. Oftentimes, mainstream media will not quite see some of the things that I'm pointing out. And I am so excited to be here live on a Sunday night on such a happy note where we are seeing freedom happen. And this is the freedom that really we experience as believers in Jesus Christ, knowing that he died for us and rose again. And this is just a taste. Like they're just walking into a promise of hope and freedom. And we all need hope in this hour. Laura Loomer is always keeping it really real. She's bringing proof to what I just told you about, having a picture of the man who did the attack in Austin, Texas, late last night. I think it was at a bar where 3 people were shot and killed and 14 more are injured. and she is always being very honest about what is happening in America, how certain states are being taken by that theology, and we don't want that here. So, Israel Defense Forces, another account I am following, are confirming all senior terrorist leaders of Iran's axis of terror have been eliminated. And they have a picture here that I want to bring to your attention. So we have the top leader, which was the supreme leader of Iran that we've been seeing all over the place. But we also have, in addition to that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 others that they have a picture by the IDF. They said they've been eliminated. And they took the time to get most every one of their pictures up. And I did share it. So if you want to look closer, you will be able to see that on my timeline on Twitter or X. So a lot of people are now saying, hey, now that President Trump has liberated Iran, can we liberate the Californians? And I have to say, living in this state, we suffer more than I would think, more than anyone else in any state. We're suffering under the leadership of Newsom and all these other people that are somehow in office. We need change, and we needed it years ago. So, and it's time. President Trump, in his speech that I played at the top of my show, I played his, I think it was 6 or 8 minute speech from Sunday this morning on the 1st. He gave us an update that this was part of it. He was informed that we've destroyed and we've sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, some of them relatively large and important. We're going after the rest. He said they will soon be floating at the bottom of the sea also, President Donald J. Trump. And so he put that out first thing today, first thing Sunday. We also have, this was February the 28th, and things are happening so fast, and this was just yesterday. They were showing that the statue, Gunther Eagleman, who I follow on X, is showing that the statue of Iran's former supreme leader, Ayatollah, is being torn down in Iran. Crowds are swarming the monument, pulling it to the ground while people cheer and chant freedom slogans and light fireworks. So this is happening there in the country of Iran. I watched the video of this young girl. She stood there and she lit a fire, and with her cigarette, after she lit her cigarette with the burning picture of the leader that was taken out. So she's the photo of the year for them. Participants of today's Freedom Rally, a Freedom for Iran rally, expressed gratitude to President Trump for taking action against the Islamic regime, calling it a rescue mission. They've occupied our land for 47 years, and we're very grateful.
We're very grateful. We're grateful for America that they're sending their soldiers.
I'm really sorry about that. I'm not going to do the sound that loud again. Sorry. This also, y'all, this ideology, this disgusting criminal terrorist, I just don't even know what to call it, spread to so many other countries, and the people in Paris even. Can you believe it? They were forced to wear these veils, these hijabs, and so we see French women even removing all of that and burning the image of this devil that they took out. And if you believe anything other, then you're watching the wrong side of the news. You need to come into the light and get a load of this. Do you want to walk around in this shit? Be covered from head to toe and be controlled? Okay, so I also noticed what James Woods noticed is that we have Trump, we have Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth. Who could have ever imagined the United States, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, all joining together to end the worst terrorist regime of the modern era? So I'm like, seriously, I'm reading the Bible right now, the entire Bible. I have some people, family members going along with me, and maybe a couple people on Facebook. We're reading through the Bible in 60 days. It's really to get it into my spirit, and we'll study it the second time around. But I'm trying to really get a grasp of where we are, because depending on who you listen to, it's the end of the world, and then it's like the beginning of freedom. So it's just interesting. Now, we also had another development, and I haven't fact checked every one of these, but I did see some of this, but I actually didn't fact check it. Some people were taking note, and they decided to post this yesterday of the people that were not celebrating, and there's a list of names, and I haven't fact checked it, but the names were, I did find some of these to, um, I did recognize Megyn Kelly. I recognized Owen Schreier from Alex Jones' channel. Of course, we all know Candace Owens. We know the Hodge twins, who I stopped following. And Tucker Carlson's being called out big time by, as usual, Laura Loomer, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know about Michael Flynn. I don't know about that one, but there's some people being called out. Also, in the streets of DC, they were flooded with people cheering for President Trump for what he did. And so this looks like a mixture of people, praising Trump for what he did there in DC as well. Laura Loomer is reminding us, just in 2 months' time, the Trump administration took out Maduro, which that was like so epic. We could barely put our minds around that, the Venezuela situation. And then, especially when he talked about getting all the, I think, 80 million barrels of oil, he was like planning this, right? Because look what's happening now over in the Middle East situation with maybe the oil maybe it won't be so bad, but he was planning ahead for America, looks like. But then they, not only that, he took out the leader of Iran. And so this was she's just saying in the last 2 months. So Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are heroes, and I know that to be true. I know Pete is a praying man. I've seen him pray, and I know he calls Jesus not just King, but Lord. And that's a big difference when you claim Christ as Lord and Savior. And like I said, I am seeing this so much with people taking the hijabs off. It's flooded the internet, and it's basically people are just celebrating, and they're celebrating so hard. And I'm shocked, by how quickly this has happened. People everywhere. Let's see, this is London. People dancing in the streets there, here. Okay, now, I didn't verify this, but this looks to be Iran has released an image of the body, but that could not be true. So they put a little reader's context note under that saying it may not be true. And so we have people speaking out in Los Angeles. I could play some of this. Let me turn this down so it won't.
Tyranny. I've been coming to this federal building since the 1980s, since the Islamic Republic of Iran has been in power. They are the most barbaric terrorist organization in the entire world. With them gone, the world will be a better place.
It's time for the world to breathe. It's time for the Iranian people to go to where they're supposed to go, to really free themselves from this darkness. The world is going to be in a better place. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Israel. We love you. The world is going to be in a much better place as of today. And we don't know how to thank Israel and President Trump. All I can tell you is I've been living for 47 years, and the future of everybody in the whole world depended on this regime being gone. And now they're gone. Now that they're gone, we can finally breathe. I don't know how to thank President Trump as much as I'm speechless. I am speechless, but I'm hoping the end is finished and we're going to live to see the new future for the world and the Iranian people and everybody around the world, not just Muslims, Christian, Jews, all of us.
We're forming the one world religion right here before our eyes. This is I think this is in Los Angeles. Yeah. So this is really something. Oh, and I love this picture. I actually meant to make this my background, then I forgot. This is a heroic photo that I actually going to frame this. I mean, President Trump walking beside VP Vance, and you have Marco Rubio behind him and Pete in the back. It's just an epic photo. I love this picture. This picture, I'm framing this. This is just beautiful. And they are heroes. All of them are heroes. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm not rushing tonight at all. I really want to bring what is current, but what I also saved. We just have some evidence that at 2:34 in the middle of the night, y'all, 10 minutes before Trump even revealed strikes against Iran on the 28th of February, a U.S. nonprofit network funded by a China-based tycoon, Naveel Roy Singham, activated foot soldiers to hit the streets for pro-regime, anti-U.S. protests. This is off of Fox News, and you can see the pic of the signs, all the signs. These are all professionally made. Activists mobilized against Iran war 10 minutes before Trump even announces the war. So who the heck are these people coming up in here trying to act like they're protesting freedom? Okay. These people are paid, and I told you I was bringing some evidence up into my show tonight. And this is something that Wall Street Apes have put together. 2 identical protests, left the hands off Venezuela protest in New York City, right the hands off Iran protest happening now in New York City. This is another sign of the paid people. So they're having the same chant, same signs, and both of these protests are funded and organized by the NGO, the People's Forum. So people are not holding back. I'll turn it down, and then I don't want to blast anybody's eardrums in case you have a headset on. I just want you to see chanting. This is we're gonna cross over for a sec. I'm gonna take us into the spirit realm. So go with me here. In the spirit, sound and frequencies carry, and it takes you into atmospheres. It pulls down a heaven. We have the second heaven where the enemy resides. They talk about that in the book of Enoch, but it's also in the Bible. There's 3 heavens. The heaven's throne room where God is, that's the first heaven. And the chanting that you do brings whichever one down to you. So we pray and we praise Jesus in our atmospheres who are born again. We reach the heaven, God. We reach God's throne. The chanting from the enemy, this is all demonic. This is all evil. It's all against freedom. Do you understand? I'm showing you this because I'm highlighting the paid protesters, and I want you to understand the whole thing about it. The chanting, the people that have the same signs, they're paid. Honey, I've been around people in crowds that are protesting. I noticed they were dear people, but they didn't even know why they were there. They didn't. And now I know why. They're paid. I had no idea back then. So now some of them are organic. They happen to, fall into that from being brainwashed on TV. This is leaving. This is trying to create an atmosphere of demonic entities. I'm telling you. No. And then we have a different location. They all get the same training. They all get the same. They get the same script about what to say and chant. So hands off that's a script. Hands off, that's a script. And then they do the chanting that I just told you about. Moving on, we're gonna go and see 100,000 Iranian women marched in Tehran to protest the newly imposed mandatory hijab and the restriction of rights following the Islamic Revolution. Today, Iranian women removed their hijabs and they danced. They danced in the streets. And I want you to get a look of this. I'm going to make the picture really nice and big so that you can see this picture. Look at them. As far as the eye can see. Freedom. Freedom, freedom. I'm going to save all the juicy California juicy fraud stuff. We're going to put that in a whole separate video. And that's definitely coming. So, oh, I love this is the one I was like, why couldn't I have been there? You add drums and freedom and dancing like this is bringing in heaven. This is heaven. This is a frequency of heaven, I'm telling you right now. I'm Native American, I'm Native Cherokee Indian. I have Cherokee Indian blood in me. I'm very in tune with nature, spiritual things, and I'm very tuned into the spirit realm. Drums are bring in heaven. So let's see. I also noticed we had a friend that went to Israel, and her name is Mary Crawley, and she's in a bomb shelter. But she's not in this picture, but the Israelis are singing and praying in bomb shelters. They believe in God, but not Jesus, but they are praising God and saying that Israel will win. And so anyway, here's just one more. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to make the screen real big. NGO organizers are caught on camera bringing in the protest signs for the hands off Iran. This is what they call it, hands off Venezuela, hands off Iran protest in New York City. The protest is again paid and organized. And so here is this. Read the beginning. Some of the sweetest, nicest people you'll just ever meet. They're just doing what they're told. They're being paid to do this. They don't even really know why they're there. You'll pass them by. They just have some of them love in their heart, and some of them don't. And we just have to pray for these people that are deceived, that are bringing in deception, and that's how to turn them around. Just pray for them. We need to pray for these people. Marco Rubio also gave something very, I felt necessary to show. I'm going to also play this before I go.
Dangerous, violent, radical. But if what they want is a secret program buried in the mountain where no one can see it and inspectors can only come when they say they can come, if that's what they want, then they're going to have big problems, because this is a dangerous, violent, radical regime. Not the Iranian people. We have no problem. We didn't hit Iranian people last night. We hit nuclear facilities. And if what they want is some secret program that looks nothing like the civil nuclear programs around the world, it looks a lot like you're trying to build a bomb, they're going to continue to have problems, not just with us, but with many other countries in the world.
Problems like what? What do you mean?
Like the problems they're facing right now. Listen, why do we have bases in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Qatar and UAE? All of those bases are there to help protect those countries from Iran. Why did Hezbollah exist? Because of Iran. What does Hamas exist? Because of Iran. How do the Houthis exist? Because of Iran. Who built the IEDs that maimed and killed American soldiers in Iraq? Iran. They're behind every problem in this region. They are the sole source of instability in the entire Middle East, and the world's been paying a price for this for 40-something years. Imagine those people having a nuclear weapon, just one nuclear weapon, or even the capability to being on the threshold of having a nuclear weapon. That's what the world was facing. That is unacceptable. President Trump did the world a favor last night, and now Iran should sort of wake up, the Iranian regime should wake up and say, okay, if we really want nuclear energy in our country, there's a way to do it. That offer's still there. We're prepared to talk to them tomorrow and start working on that. Steve Witkoff has traveled extensively around the world trying to reach that deal with them, but they play too many games. They play way too many games, and now they found out.
Wow.
But if what they want is a...
Yes, they did. I think I'm going to end with this, unless I see something else I need to talk about. We're going to get into the fraud and Medicaid in California and all that in a whole separate video. There's no way I'm going to get into this today, but I am going to play this last thing here.
Today, we launched Operation Roaring Lion, an operation against the Iranian terrorist regime in full cooperation with the U.S. Armed Force. This is an operation against the world's largest sponsor of terror, a regime that for years has called death to Israel, death to America, death to the West. We listened to their words carefully. We watched their actions, and today we acted. We acted because we had to. We launched this operation by seizing an operational opportunity, conducting coordinated strikes against high-level gatherings of senior figures within Iran's military and security leadership. We can now confirm that these senior Iranian regime officials were eliminated by the IDF. Ali Shamkhani, advisor to Khamenei on issues of defense and Secretary of the Defense Council. Muhammad Pakpour, commander of the IRGC. Muhammad Shirazi, head of the military bureau of the Iranian supreme leader for almost 40 years. Salah Asadi, the senior intelligence officer of the Supreme Command. Aziz Nasirzadeh, the Iranian defense minister, and others. These and other senior figures will no longer be able to advance their plan, the destruction of Israel. These are terrorists who have blood on their hands, who are directly responsible for the death of thousands by terror. The launch of Operation Roaring Lion comes after months of close and joint planning with the U.S. Armed Forces, a historic, unprecedented level of cooperation between two nations fighting side by side against terror. Our mission could not be more clear. The IDF will continue to act to remove emerging threats against Israel because the price of inaction is too high.
And I want to make mention, we don't know have their names, at least I haven't seen them yet. We did lose 3 military people in this operation that I know of. There's been 3. President Trump said this would go on for 4 more weeks. He also said that most likely more lives would be lost, unfortunately. And so the last thing I want to talk about is a truth that cannot be escaped, not known about, is under Joe Biden, his presidency, and the way he, even before that, even before Trump, all that, they've had open borders for a long time, and so they've let military age fighting men in of all nations. It's not just one nation that I noticed. It was many. China, Middle Eastern. It's many other nations. It appeared to come across the borders, and they're calling them, they said Iranian sleeper agents, but I think we have issues with all kinds of stuff going on with Mexico and the cartel. And it's just a mixture of a lot of things. And the infiltration of all this is bringing on, like this Daily Mail says, imminent terror. And they're saying there's probably going to be more now on the American soil. And a lot of this I was seeing on this one, specific one for Iranian, they were saying it could be the grid. It could be what do they call how do they call it? More like technical. And we're seeing evidence of it because I told you the police department Seal Beach has been hacked, and we've seen the beginning. I was telling you about how the military has to turn off the location devices on certain apps. So you can follow me on X under promo girl 07, and you can see more, information, more news. Trying to I want to check out some of your comments before I go. It's been a long show. I'm not hurrying on purpose. This is too much of a celebration, and President Trump, he talks about putting out 7, 8 wars, and this war is definitely not over. Okay, but he is a man of peace, just like Trisha says. She's agreeing with me about the paid protesters. Many of us who know the Lord, you can just see the truth. Like I just presented you with hardcore evidence. You cannot escape it now. Now you know. Now what you gonna do with it? So we're praying for healing for someone. Leslie has a prayer request, and we'll be praying for her person. And we're taking that prayer request. Definitely, I'll definitely pray for that later. And you can, send me prayer requests, comments. I definitely love it all. So I know there's a lot more that's happening. There's so much to catch up with. I'm going to end right here. Let me go over really fast and make sure that President Trump hasn't put out anything. I'm going to check out Truth Social real fast. He has his speech at the top, and okay, he's good. We're good. He hasn't posted for 6 hours on Truth Social, but they do post on X for the White House. But I'm sure some other stuff is breaking. But I'm happy to have been here with y'all tonight to show you some of the developments that are happening around the world and with our commander-in-chief, and what an incredible job he's doing, and how you need to understand how to see this the right way, because some people on my Facebook page are not, they're hearing the wrong news. I know that they did not strike any schools. They did not. And Israel and America teamed up together, and they took this down. They took this terrorist regime down. President Trump's, remember back in June of last year, they were shooting drones down. Remember this? I have it on my channels, but they went all like they just went ahead and finalized it. They said that it was in the daytime. It was around afternoon in the daytime. It caught them all by surprise. They were all somehow together. I don't know how they knew all that, but they did. And I don't know the details on it. I just know what I've reported here, and I know what we're seeing as evidence, and the people rejoicing for what our brave military and Israel's military have done. Israel was the one that did it. They're giving the IDF all credit for taking out all those leaders, but we were involved too. So anyway, you can follow me on TikTok under Crystal Myers-Barber if you have TikTok. I really share a lot of fun stuff. I found some incredible accounts with the U.S. military, and it's really interesting to see all that. But when I download it, and the format for TikTok to this one is not exactly the way you may want to see it, so it doesn't come across as great. But it's a great platform to get the truth out, and you can really catch some good stuff in there in TikTok. Even though the platform's changed a little bit since they made some changes, it's still really good, and it's still like no other. But whether you're watching here live from YouTube, Facebook, and I'll be putting this on my Rumble or X and other channels, I want to thank you so much for your support. Thank you for following me and subscribing. I'm only going to be back to continue showing you the God of all gods, like the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. I'm going to bring Jesus out into breaking news stories, and I'm going to show you that God wants us to be free in his holy name, and there is no other God. And that's the one thing that I know, that he wants to let those people of Iran know. He wants to visit them in their dreams. And we pray that Jesus will visit them in their dreams and they'll understand the full freedom of knowing Christ. And so thank you all so much for watching. God bless you. And God bless America. And God bless President Trump and the administration. We will be praying for all of them. And I'll see you soon. Recording from the belly of the beast.